What's up guys, I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the best Funko Pops from every Pixar movie. So let's get right to it.
Like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
So like I said, today's video I'm going to be talking about the best Funko Pops from every Pixar movie. Now if you're a regular viewer of this channel and you have seen our MCU and our DC Extended Universe version of this video, then you know exactly what's going on. But for those brand new, for today's video I'm going to be going through all 26 of Pixar's feature films one by one and determine the best Funko Pops from each of those movies, starting out with 1995's Toy Story and working all the way until the newest Pixar movie that Funko has made Pops for, which in this case for this video would be 2022's Lightyear. I mean, talk about it being coincidental that it's Toy Story related for the first and the last film I'm talking about today. So kicking off with 1995's Toy Story, the Funko Pop I had chosen is the Woody with RC Pop Rise. Now this Pop is awesome, and I remember the photo that was originally posted from like a catalog back in 2015, and the RC car did not look as good. So for Funko to actually take the time and actually make it way better than it was supposed to be is absolutely awesome. The way that they pulled off the colors and the fact that you got Woody holding the remote control in his hand, it's a wicked Pop. Now I don't think there's going to be a Pop better than this one in the future for this movie, unless somehow they make a really cool Pizza Planet Pop Town. Next up is 1998's A Bug's Life, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is Heimlich. Heimlich I felt was like the show stealer of the movie. I feel like more people know about Heimlich than they actually remember about the main character Flick. The detail is really awesome with the facial expression, and I mean, who wouldn't want a Heimlich Pop if they were to choose one A Bug's Life Funko Pop? Next up is 1999's Toy Story 2, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the New York Comic Con 2018 shared with Box Lunch exclusive Pizza Planet with Buzz Lightyear Pop Rides. Now there's a lot of factors into why I chose this as my favorite. First off is how great this Pop Rides is compared to a lot of Pop Rides that have been made, and another reason is that this is my favorite Funko Pop of all time. So I mean, if it's my favorite Funko Pop of all time, then it's gotta be my favorite Funko Pop, especially for this movie of Toy Story 2, since that's where it's a part of. Next up is 2001's Monsters, Inc., and the Funko Pop I had chosen is Roz. This detail of Roz looks very awesome, the way they did the facial expression, and especially what they did with the Funko Pop eyes, where they still had it the same color as her skin, except they put the slit in there because her eyes always look like they are closed when she is talking. So it's really awesome they did that. They had the clipboard in the hand, the glasses, the hair. It looks so amazing in pop form. Next up is 2003's Finding Nemo, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is Crush. Crush looks pretty decent. I like the detail involved with them, and I could only imagine what Funko could do nowadays with the amount of detail they put into Pops compared to when this Pop was made, probably around 2012, 2013. This still looks pretty cool, but I know in the future if they were to make a newer one, especially because next year is the 20th anniversary of Finding Nemo, that it could look a lot better, especially adding a couple of sea turtles on the backs. Next up is 2004's The Incredibles, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive limited to 480 piece blue suit Mr. Incredible. This Pop is really cool. I mean, it is the typical arms to the side Funko Pop since it was made in, I believe, 2011, especially because it is Pop 17 in the Disney lineup, so it is in that early wave of Disney Pops. Although it would be really cool to get a newer one, this still is really cool because that blue suit is super awesome. Next up is 2006 Cars, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the 2015 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Dinoco Lightning McQueen. There's always something about this Funko Pop that I've always really enjoyed. I don't know if it's because I like the color blue and it stands out well compared to the normal Lightning McQueen color of red, but there's something about this where I always liked even seeing the scenes of Lightning McQueen kind of dreaming of being sponsored by Dinoco. I think they did a great job, and I believe this Pop has retained a lot of value these past, I guess you can say now, 7 years since it released. Next up is 2007's Ratatouille, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the Box Lunch exclusive Remy Pop Deluxe. This thing is great. I mean, this is basically kind of the ending of the movie. This is where they're trying to prove the critic that they can make great food, and so Remy wants to make ratatouille, and I mean, it's a part of the title, it's a rat cooking it. I don't know why this Funko Pop was not made with like the initial wave of ratatouille Funko Pops. Next up for 2008's WALL-E, the Funko Pop I had chosen is the WALL-E and Eve Pop movie moments. I love the detail involved with this, where you have the rusty fence, you got the light there, and then you got WALL-E kind of just like staring up into the sky while he is holding the hand of Eve, who is currently on sleep mode after taking the plant. Next up is 2009's Up, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the New York Comic Con 2019 Kevin with Up House Pop Town. This is really awesome for a couple reasons. First, we got the Up House, which I feel like was meant to be a Pop Town when the lineup started in 2019, and you have a brand new character in Kevin, because you could have easily done a new version of Russell, you could have done a new version of Carl even, but the fact you added a new character, because there is scenes involved with Kevin and the Up House, is really cool, because you get a little bit of a 2-for-1, two things that you want for the Up lineup. Up next is 2010's Toy Story 3, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 exclusive Chuckles. This pop is great. There's actually only a couple of pops for Toy Story 3. There's the Chuckles, the Mr. Pricklepants that came out the same time as Chuckles, and then the two versions of Lotso, and I think that they did an excellent job on this Chuckles, especially with the detail of him holding the name tag that says Daisy for the baby, because you see that flashback in the movie. Next up is 2011's Cars 2, and the Funko Pop I chosen is no Funko Pop, because there's no Funko Pops for Cars 2, and I don't blame Funko for not making Pops for Cars 2, because let's face it, that movie was f***ing terrible. Next up is 2012's Brave, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the New York Comic Con 2022 exclusive Merida. Now, this is a pretty decent looking Funko Pop, and I'm surprised there's only Merida Pops for this lineup. I like the way they executed the hair compared to especially the way the original Pop looks, because that thing just did not age well. And the way they pulled off the dress is really cool. She's holding the bow and arrow. I think it's pretty decent, especially like the blushy cheeks. Next up is 2013's Monsters University, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is Randall Boggs. Now, although there was two different versions of Mike and Sully, and they were pretty decent, I mean, we had never gotten a Randall Pop, even still to this day as of recording this video, for even Monsters Inc. So I definitely think that Randall definitely needed the spotlight here for Monsters University. Next up is 2015's Inside Out, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the San Diego Comic-Con 2015 exclusive Flamehead Anger. Anger had some pretty cool moments in Inside Out. Inside Out is actually one of my like top 10 favorite Pixar movies, so I do have a bit of a personal reaction towards this movie. The Funko Pop looks great. There were two other versions, but this was kind of like the happy medium of what I was looking for in an Anger Pop, where you have a regular version and then you also have the Flamehead, which they did with like the crystallized version that was an Entertainment Earth exclusive. So it's really cool that they did it this way, because I feel like this is the Anger Pop that everyone would want if they were to get one Anger Pop for their Inside Out collection. Next up is 2015's The Good Dinosaur, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is Spot. Now, this one was easy because there are only two Pops. There's only Spot and Arlo, and I mean, the Arlo looks alright, but there is a bit more detail in terms of the Spot because of the scraggly hair, and with Arlo, it's a little bit more simplistic. Next up is 2016's Finding Dory, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is Hank. Now, this lineup, I'm surprised there weren't more Funko Pops than there were, because there was actually only two Funko Pops for this lineup. There's the Hank, and then a re-release of the original Dory, except they put a Finding Dory box on it. And I mean, that's a little disappointing. They did do a lot of mystery minis for this set. I don't know why they didn't do a lot of Funko Pops. I think they could have done way more Funko Pops for this than what they did here. Next up is 2017's Cars 3, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the Toys R Us exclusive Fabulous Lightning McQueen. Now, this is really cool. I mean, this is actually part of the end of the third movie, where he kind of gives the tribute to Doc Hudson there, and I really enjoyed that scene. Next up is 2017's Coco, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the Box Lunch exclusive glow-in-the-dark Alabrige Dante. I really enjoy the heck out of this pop, both non-glow-in-the-dark and glow-in-the-dark. They didn't have to do it glow-in-the-dark. It already looks like it could be a black light figure, but the fact that you can see certain parts glow-in-the-dark is really wicked. It does fit the theme of Coco when you go to the land of the dead and how you do see those Alabrige spirit animals. Next up is 2018's Incredibles 2, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the Funko Shop exclusive Monster Jack Jack. Now, of course, there were a lot of pops for not only this set, but more specifically, a lot of Jack Jacks, because there was a lot of different powers that he had throughout the movie. But I think this one has the most detail out of all of them, especially when you have a Funko Pop mouth, you have the eyebrows, the hat, and especially the bigger, like, body that Jack Jack has in this pose. Next up is 2019's Toy Story 4, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is Alien. This Alien Pop is leaps and bounds better than the original Alien Pop from the OG Disney waves. I mean, they've added a nice posing to it. They made the outfit a little bit lighter, and especially the way they made the mouth and the eyes here are really, really awesome. I mean, there were some cool pops here also, like Benson and Gabby Gabby and Duke Kaboom, but I was really excited to see a new Alien before getting the first pop of a new character for that movie. Next up is 2020's Onward, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is Wilden Lightfoot. This Wilden Lightfoot is pretty cool. I mean, already it gave me vibes of like moving like Bernie for this before even seeing the movie, and then when I seen it and it was basically kind of like moving like Bernie, it was like, wow, I was kind of right on that. I like the detail of Wilden basically being forward because obviously they had to create the top half of the body in the movie, and I mean, adding the sunglasses and everything, really cool pop. Next up is 2020's Soul, which the Funko Pop I had chosen is Mr. Mittens. Now, this was a pretty funny scene. Joe obviously going back to Earth, and he ends up taking the body of the cat instead of his own body, and then he goes to the pizza place and snags a slice of pizza. I really enjoy that, and I mean, I like pizza, but there was something about this that, I mean, this was a funny scene, and it deserved to be made into a Funko Pop here. Next up is 2021's Luca, which the Funko Pop I had chosen is the C version of Luca. Now, although this set had a very small wave, I don't think it needed a big wave, and I think this definitely needed to be made. All the pops are pretty decent. They pretty much executed correctly to what they look like in the animation style for the movie, but the C version is really cool because you do get that happiness of Luca, and he's also on that stand to make it look like he is swimming in the water. Next up is 2022's Turning Red, and the Funko Pop I had chosen is the Funko Shop exclusive Flocked Red Panda May. I mean, if you're going to choose a Red Panda Funko Pop, you might as well choose the flocked version, and I mean, I don't really know how many people would have wanted the regular May anyways, but red pandas are cool, and especially a flocked version of the pop is awesome. And last but not least, we have ourselves 2022's Lightyear, which the Funko Pop I had chosen is the Funko Shop exclusive Flock Socks. Socks definitely stole the movie, and of course, a cat being flocked, it definitely made sense for the pop to actually be a flocked figure. I can totally see them making more socks, but seeing this flocked version made me really excited to actually want to go and cop for this pop. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on the best Funko Pops from every Pixar movie, make sure you smash that like button, comment in the comment section below, and let me know what's your favorite pop from each movie if you're willing to do that list, or just your favorite pop overall from Pixar. And I said in the little intro, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.